Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I will share with you how to draft a basic skirt pattern. In this tutorial, you will learn how to alter a basic skirt to get a pencil skirt, how to create your hip curve, contour your waistline, and also how to create your dart for both front and back pattern. If these are all the things you want to learn, please keep on watching. I'll first of all draft the front pattern before I draft the back. So for this front now, I'm drawing the straight line. This straight line will serve as the starting line and also the waistline. The next thing I'll do now is to get my hip line. And in order to do that, I'm going to place my tape 2 inches above my waistline. Then from that 2 inches, I'll now come down at 10 inches to mark my hip line. Once I'm done marking my hip line, I'll place my tape on the waistline 2 inches above the waistline, just like I did for the hip line, to get my full skirt length. Once that is done, I'll draw a straight line on the full skirt length to mark it. After that, I'll take my dart. I'll divide my nipple to nipple measurement by 2, which will give me 4 inches. I'll place that measurement. I divide it by 2 because the pattern is on fold. So after that, I'll place my tape on that 4 inches and I'll come down by 4 inches for the dart depth. So I'll connect it with a straight line now. Once I'm done with that, on that dart line, I'll mark 0.5 inch on both sides. Then I'll connect it from that 0.5 inch down to the 4 inches. Once that is done, I'll place my tape on the waistline. I'll take my waist measurement. Waist measurement divided by 4 will give me 7.5 inches. I'll mark the 7.5 inches. Then I'll come to the hip line and also mark the hip measurement. The hip measurement is 40. 40 divided by 4 will give me 10 inches. Then I'll connect from this waistline down to the hip line. I'll use my French curve to connect it. You can use your straight ruler, but it's best to use your French curve to achieve a perfect curvy shape for your hip line. As you can see, I tried to use a straight ruler, but it's not giving that curve we need for our hip line. Once that is done, I'll connect from that hip line down to the full skirt length. If you want a basic skirt that is just straight, this is how to achieve it. But if you want a fitted or a pencil skirt, it depends on how fitted you want it or how penciled you want it. You can alter this basic skirt by going in by 0.5 inch. If you want it to be a little bit penciled, not too penciled, you can go in by 0.5 inch and connect from that 0.5 inch up to your hip line this way. But if you want it to be more fitted, you can go in by 1 inch or even 1.5 inch. But I would advise for a proper fitted skirt, you just go in by 1 inch away from the line, because you want to be able to move. For the sake of ease, you just go in by 1 inch from your hip line measurement. The next thing I'll do now is that I will replace the 1 inch dart allowance I took. Remember, I took 0.5 inch on both sides of the dart line. So I'll replace it on the waist. Then I'll connect from that 1 inch down to my hip line. After that, I'll add 1.5 inch sewing allowance on the waistline, the hip line, and also the full skirt length. Then I'll connect it just like I did for the normal line. I'll use French curve to connect the waist to the hip line. Then I'll use a straight ruler to connect from the hip line down to the full length. Mind you, if you are going to use a very pencil skirt, you trim out your allowance that you're going to take out for your pencil skirt before you add your 1.5 inch on your full skirt length. So this is basically all on how to draft your basic skirt. But I've added 1 inch sewing allowance at the hem. It's very important to add all your allowance on your pattern if possible before you transfer to your fabric. The next thing I'll do now is to cut out the front pattern. So the next thing I'll do now is to draft the back pattern. The first thing I'll do for the back pattern is that I will take 1 inch for zipper allowance. Now this 1 inch, it all depends on you. You can add 1.5 inch, 2 inches for zipper allowance. For this pattern, I'll be using 1 inch. I'll connect the 1 inch from the starting line down to the end of my pattern. After that, I'll place this front pattern on this back pattern. Then I will cut the exact shape of this front pattern on the back pattern. Mind you, if you want your penciled skirt, you want it very penciled, don't forget to cut out your extra allowance on your front pattern before you transfer to this back pattern. So I'm going to pin the front to the back now and cut it out. So for this front pattern now, I will contour the waistline, and in order to do that, I will place my tape on the waistline and come down by 1 inch. Then I'll use a French curve to connect from the waistline down to the 1 inch. This will prevent any bulgy effect on your waistline. So I will cut it out now for you to see, and you can see how beautiful the waistline is looking. It's no longer looking straight, it's now looking like a fine waistline. Now you see how simple it is to draft your basic skirt pattern. Before we go, I want to show you the slight difference in the dart measurement for the back skirt. It's still the same nipple to nipple measurement by 4. You will mark it, then on the depth now you come down 1 inch more than the front. So the front I used 4 inches, so for the back I'm going to use 5 inch for the dart. Then I'll draw a straight line to connect the 4 inches to the 5 inches. So after I've done that, I will now go out by 0.5 inch on both sides of the line. Now what I'm just trying to say, the simplest step is that when you are sewing your back dart, you should be 1 inch longer than the front dart. So after I mark the 0.5 inch on both sides of the line, I will now connect it with my ruler this way. So this is all on how to draft your basic skirt pattern for the front and the back. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like this video and share, and drop your thoughts in the comment section. See you in my next video. Bye bye.